Hello and welcome or welcome back. My name is Justina. Welcome to my channel. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back and thank you for joining me today. So here today I'm going to discuss the events happening in April, and I'll tell you how they will influence your zodiac sign on a deeper level. I follow Western astrology, tropical zodiac, and here this horoscope is most accurate for your rising sign. However, you can also watch it for your moon sign or your sun sign if you wish, just to get a bigger picture and a wider perspective upon your life. All right, so April is a really busy month. We've got Mercury retrograde in Aries in your sign. We've got a solar eclipse also in Aries in your sign. And we also have the famous Jupiter and Uranus conjunction, which I have discussed briefly during the Pisces new moon last month in March, currently actually this month. So lots of really huge events. All right, so first of all, we'll look at Mercury retrograde in Aries in your first house. And this will begin on the 1st of April. It will last until the 25th. So pretty much the whole of the month. It starts at 27 degrees of Aries. Now, here with Mercury being retrograde in your first house, I think many Aries rising individuals will be reviewing their past achievements, your life, your goals. There's a lot going on here. I think you will be a lot in your head, basically, reviewing every single step you want to take forward. Obviously, during the retrograde phase, it's not a good time for starting anything brand new. This is when you can return to projects that you have already begun in the past. This is when you can review, reassess, double check. Perhaps this is also an opportunity for you to complete something that perhaps you left unresolved as well. But this could be also when you'll be reconnecting with your friends. Perhaps you'll be upgrading or updating your phone. Make sure you back up all the important files and data, because during Mercury retrograde, very often the electronic devices are affected, they break, and if the data is not saved or backed up, then here it gets lost, and this can just result in a really frustrating time. So that's on a side note here. Now, yeah, so basically that's communication could be affected, misunderstandings, and generally, I think it's all about being clear and transparent in your communication with others. But at the same time, it's an amazing time when you can really review, reassess your goals, your hopes, your dreams, some connections in your life, so that you can make better decisions moving forward. So generally, life slows down in April, because the time has come to review, reassess certain aspects of your personal life, perhaps your physical appearance as well. But be careful of any drastic changes, because you might actually change your mind after this retrograde is over. Now, on the 8th, we've got a solar eclipse in the sign of Aries. So here again, your sign, your first house is highlighted, influenced at 19 degrees of Aries. So basically, what it is that the North Node is currently in your first house as well in Aries. So a solar eclipse on the North Node is great, because this is about generally realigning you with your purpose, with your goals, with your hopes, with your dreams. However, Mercury is retrograde at this time, which means that during this solar eclipse season, especially the solar eclipse in Aries, you might be actually catching up with some goals that perhaps you didn't manage to fulfill in the past. So it's not just about something brand new transformation. It is likely to be connected to an element of your past, but it's all about you, your identity, your persona, your goals, your hopes, your wishes. Generally, it's all about reinventing yourself or oneself on a very big and quite remarkable scale. Now, as per that Aries influence, it's the time to take action, take the initiative, but at the same time, since Mercury is retrograde, make sure that generally you are clear about the decisions you will be making. Obviously, we can't stop our lives, we can't stop living, but at the same time, Mercury retrograde can actually delay some aspects of our life. But at the same time, here, it's all about being clear, consistent, and generally, it's about also making sure that you double check everything that you sign, especially if it's something brand new. Now, here this solar eclipse will conjoin with Chiron, the wounded healer, the asteroid. So there is an element of something to healing of the past, healing of your identity, healing of perhaps any misconceptions you may have about yourself that affects your ability to move forward, that affect your ability to be confident and assertive in your life. So here, Chiron might bring some issues connected to self-assertion, confidence into light, but at the same time, it's an amazing, amazing eclipse for putting some of these, at least some of these wounds to rest, for healing, for reinventing yourself. But at the same time, this is a time when you will have to face some of those past wounds or difficult emotions that may come up, may show up. But at the same time, towards the end of this eclipse season, you will experience a greater sense of purpose. It's a really, really powerful time when you can really reinvent yourself by taking action in a courageous way. Here we've got Jupiter and Uranus conjunction on the 20th, and this is happening at 21 degrees of Taurus, and this is activating your area of finances, income, personal resources, possessions, but also anything to do with personal values, self-worth, self-esteem. Now, this conjunction, for some, it could play out in a way of financial gains, perhaps increase in your income, additional source of income. Perhaps this is when you'll be moving away from some old patterns connected to your financial budgeting management as well. This could be connected to making some major transactions, purchases. But here again, Mercury is retrograde, so make sure you keep all your receipts because things might break. You might change your mind when Mercury stations direct. Now, here with Jupiter and Uranus combination in your area of finances, this is when you might feel slightly more rebellious as well. Perhaps that you want to break away from any financial restrictions, obligations, or perhaps traditional values that no longer serve you. Now, be mindful of any impulsive decisions that you might want to make or take around this time. Make sure that you have a solid financial plan before you move forward with any goals, ideas, plans connected to your income and financial security and stability in your life. Now, on the 23rd, we've got a full moon in the sign of Scorpio at 4 degrees. And this is a really interesting full moon because it connects to the solar eclipse from October 2022. So see whether you can remember what you started, initiated in your life around that time, because during this full moon here, the goal that you've been working on, the project, relationship, partnership here might be also the theme of this full moon. Now, this full moon is connected to some intense and deep emotions as per that Scorpio energy in your area of transformation, regeneration. I think for many Aries, it could be about moving away from some old patterns, old habits, healing some deeply rooted feelings, emotions, perhaps there are some matters in the area of shared joint resources that need to be addressed around this time. Perhaps this is when you'll be changing your financial advisors or mortgage brokers, or perhaps your accountant. Now, at the same time, this could be also when you might find yourself being more introspected, reflecting upon your past, wanting to explore the deeper meaning of life as well. Now, we've got a square to Pluto in Aquarius around this time as well. At the time of this full moon, Pluto is currently in your area of groups, long-term goals, hopes, and wishes. So this could play out in many different ways. On the one hand, this could be connected to some potential tensions or power struggle with someone that you know through a group, with a friend, with an acquaintance. Perhaps this will be a time when you'll be questioning the dynamics of your friendships, or perhaps you'll be considering making some changes when it comes to your social circle, the groups that you belong to. Now, this full moon could mean that you'll be breaking away from a certain connection in your life, or perhaps leaving a certain group, a certain organization. Perhaps you'll be redefining your goals and dreams for the future as well around this time. Perhaps during this time, you will have to find the inner strength, the inner lion, the inner power to assert yourself in a certain situation, or perhaps in a certain group. Whatever the scenario, use this energy to empower yourself. But at the same time, think deeply about the connections that you have with other people in your life and see which ones are supportive and which ones are unhealthy. Because here, these themes will continue to come up and show up throughout Pluto in Aquarius transit. All right, so the final event for today I want to discuss is Mercury stationing direct in Aries on April the 25th at 1516 degrees. Now, bear in mind that the post-shadow period of this retrograde phase will end on the 13th of May, and the pre-shadow period will start or would have started on March the 19th. So here when Mercury stations direct, this is usually a really important day, the day when the Mercury stations retrograde and direct, really important dates in this whole cycle. Now, when the planet stations direct, it regains its energy and things start to speed up and move forward. So it's like a forward momentum. So from this moment in time, you will begin to regain the clarity, the mental clarity that you may have lacked. Perhaps you will be ready to make an important decision that you were contemplating throughout the month of April. You will find that it will be easier to express your ideas, thoughts, to communicate your needs and desires to other people. Mercury stationing direct in your sign in your first house will also help you to feel more assertive, more confident when it comes to self-expression. Now, overall, this could also indicate increased mental activity, but I also think that this is when you will be making some important decisions, or perhaps you could receive some important news as well. Now, any relationships formed during Mercury retrograde, after Mercury station is direct, you might see things from a slightly different light. For this reason, it's not really important. It's not a great idea to make any firm and solid decisions about a brand new relationship formed during the retrograde Mercury retrograde phase, because when Mercury station is direct, usually very often we change our mindset, our perspective on a certain matter that perhaps seemed slightly different or was seen or perceived slightly different during the retrograde phase. But overall, life resumes, communication is easier, the decision-making process as well. All right, so here we go. Aries, thank you very much. I wish you a pleasant month. And until the next time, bye for now.